Pepper says, Mommy's keeping the living room pretty neat and tidy, but there's still a few more things she needs to declutter. It's the season of all the fun holidays. We have Halloween coming up, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. And I wanted to make sure that when you came to my house and you walked through my front door, that the living room was neat and tidy. This video is a continuation of doing the Flylady Method in this space. And when you first walk in, it looks pretty good. We'll have to tackle that cubby over there because that's got some clutter on it. We'll be doing a 2-minute hotspot on this table later tonight because it is the hottest of hotspots in the house because we eat on it and do homework and we create. And I don't want to stop Tyler from doing his drawings right now. We'll also be working on this bench area that Pepper likes to sleep on. She lays here quite frequently, so it's time to give this little back corner a quick declutter. And moving across over here, this is just some really quick straightening up, putting things back where they belong, because I am ADHD. And sometimes I leave things behind, but that's okay. We're not going to put pressure on ourselves. We're identifying the spaces that we're going to tidy up really quick, and we can get it done in one day. We have made amazing progress so far. So these are all the areas that we're going to tackle today. And as I am decluttering the top of this space, I want to continue the conversation that we had on our last basement video. I had shared how cleaning and decluttering had stressed me out. But for so many of you, it's quite the opposite. You guys find peace and tranquility and satisfaction when you guys clean and declutter. And I just want to say thank you so much to Sam Watts. Your message really stuck out in my heart. When you said, I feel at peace and in control of my life when you clean and declutter, I felt that because I know that feeling so well. It's just like you said, though, I'm on the opposite spectrum of where I feel at peace and in control of my life when I have the hoard. All those items reminded me of happy, beautiful memories with my family and friends. And it was so self-soothing, and especially gifts that people gave me because it reminded me that I was loved, even when I couldn't find love for myself. And in the past, when I would try to clean and I would try to declutter, that reminder of trying to find love for myself was hard to find because I was putting myself down because I felt so ashamed as to why was I so messy? Why couldn't I get this together? Why can I not let go of these items? And it was just this negative cycle of putting myself down. Yet another reason for me to avoid cleaning and another reason for me to hold on to all these items so that I can remind myself in that moment, I am loved. I am safe. I have all these happy items around me to alleviate that self-pain. And these are very common emotions with people with ADHD and hoarding disorder. We feel that shame and embarrassment deeply. That's why each and every video I say, please give yourself grace during this process. That way you can feel more self-acceptance and more self-love as you take these baby steps. Everything is a baby step. Speaking of which, this binder right here actually has my October no spend challenge in here. And we are midway. And I want you to give yourself grace during that process too, because we're trying to change deep-rooted habits. We're not going to change it overnight. And that is okay, as long as we're taking these steps forward together. When we give ourselves grace and love as we're trying to alter and change these habits, that's where the healing occurs. I am reconditioning my nervous system to recognize that I am happy when I clean because Tyler likes cleaning with me, and Miss Pepper is always by my side when I'm cleaning and decluttering. And speaking of Miss Pepper, this right here is her Scratchy and also one of her kitty toys. Now, I do have a spot for her kitty toys, and we've been very mindful for not buying a lot of new toys, especially because our little Miss Pepper does this. Now, this little girl likes to bring us presents from the basement, and she has brought us this piece of ribbon upstairs, also this flamingo Christmas pen, and this as well. She will come up the stairs with a special meow and bring us these gifts. So there's no need to buy Pepper toys. She shops in the hoarded basement too. Now let's continue decluttering. This tub right here was from the kids' KonMari method that we did, and I sold so much. I made like $150 so far. Now, by the end of the week, what doesn't sell, I'm going to be taking to the sharing table at my church. Now, this decor is normally the pieces that I use after Easter till about fall, but I need to put it away. And luckily for us, we have decluttered so much that I have an empty bin ready so that I can kind of label it, I guess, off-season decor, basically saying that it's not Halloween, fall, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Easter. Those are the holidays that I decorate for. And I will always be a person who loves to decorate for every single season because it brings me so much happiness and back to my childhood, because I loved when my mom and my aunt decorated for the holidays. It was such a wonderful, magical, nostalgic moment in my life. So of course, I'm recreating that because my nervous system recognizes that as something that is happy. So it doesn't feel like a burden when I change out the seasons. The only thing that feels like a burden is the overwhelming amount of it. And over the years, we've been decluttering it. That way, it becomes more manageable and we can do it quicker and with ease. Now let's move on to this back corner. And I had just realized that in October 2021, I did a video decluttering this exact spot. But I want to recognize that it didn't get messy until a year later. And that is progress, because I used to hoard those corners within 2 months. And it's because we've been addressing the ADHD and trying to be in the solution, like this right here. I started time blocking. Hands down, this has been the most effective tool for my ADHD. And I just fill out my day in half-hour increments and check it off. I have been so successful by doing that time blocking, and in the future, I definitely want to create a video on it. Another thing that has been very effective is the don't put it down, put it away. I always say, don't put it down, put it away. And I'm starting to see the positive effects of that. And as we start to recognize these ADHD behaviors and try these different tools that work for people with brains like us, we also have to give ourselves grace and time to allow ourselves to try it out and see if it works for our particular ADHD. The main concept here is that we are in the solution and not staying still in the problem. So as long as we're trying to identify where our struggles are and trying these new techniques to see if it works for us, it's okay if it doesn't work for us. We'll try something else that does. There are so many of us with ADHD, but it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Not all ADHD tools work with everyone with that. We each have our own different experiences and childhoods and behaviors from those childhoods that were developed to those significant situations. And even though we all have such similarities, the behaviors are different. And a perfect example of that is I am the messy ADHD, but yet I know many ADHDers who are the OCD clean. Because why? It brings them peace and tranquility. Just like Sam Watts, who shared that cleaning is self-soothing to anxiety and depression. I am anxiety, but yet I was on the opposite side of the spectrum where the hoard made me feel safe and protected. Same mental disorder, same struggles, different self-soothing technique due to behaviors that we created over and over again since childhood. And that's why I feel it's so therapeutic to have these conversations, to understand each other, because honestly, I feel like it brings us closer together. Now, when you walk through my front door, perhaps for Thanksgiving, you will be greeted by Miss Pepper, of course, but you'll also be greeted by a clutter-free house. This looks so much better, and I don't have to do the mad rush before the holidays to get it all cleaned up. We did the first step of Flylady, and that was to declutter the area. We recycled a lot of paper trash, and there was also a lot of things that just needed to be put away. And I can finally say that after cleaning, I do feel peace, and that control in my life is me being able to control my emotions by giving myself self-love and to tell myself that I am strong enough to take these baby steps to be able to be neater and tidier so that I can enjoy this and that I can rewire my nervous system to recognize that this is safe, I am safe, and that I am looking forward to spending the holidays with my friends and family in a neat and tidy home. And my hopes and my prayer is that this video motivated and encouraged you to declutter and clean something in your home today too.